On the Democratic side, historic shakeup today of party power. In a few hours, House Democrats will vote for new leadership as Nancy Pelosi steps down as Speaker.
With great confidence in our caucus, I will not seek re-election to Democratic leadership in the next Congress.
New York Congressman Hakeem Jeffries is expected to run unopposed to replace Pelosi for the top spot and become the new House Minority Leader. The other top three positions are also expected to be uncontested. Michael LaRosa is a former press secretary for First Lady Jill Biden and a special assistant to President Biden. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So does the fact that these four Democratic leaders are expected to run unopposed show that the party is more unified, or is there still that same old tension between progressives and moderates?
I think there's always going to be tension in either political party, as you're seeing right now from the Republican Party, who at this point we don't know exactly who is going to be their next leader. But I can say, I'm pretty impressed that the Democrats have been able to make this historic transition without much inter-party bloodshed, and also, just knowing that these new members of Democratic leadership are, pragmatic moderates for all intents and purposes.
It's a new generation of Democratic leaders, which we've discussed. So who else are we going to see come forward? We've heard about Hakeem Jeffries, but who's going to fill Steny Hoyer's shoes and James Clyburn's shoes? What happens after them?
Yeah, from what we know, Catherine Clark from Massachusetts will be taking over as, I believe, the minority whip, and Pete Aguilar from California will also be in leadership. So it's an incredibly diverse leadership team. Democrats should be really proud. We shouldn't confuse symbolism for success, though. Nancy Pelosi and Steny Hoyer and Jim Clyburn have led, one of the most successful leadership teams in the history of the party. They've been able to keep a sometimes fractured caucus together and united, organizing and muscling their way through some of the most landmark legislation in history, like the Affordable Care Act, like two financial rescue bills that saved the economy twice. So while age is and a new generation is welcome, we have to make sure that we're giving credit where credit is due, and that the outgoing leadership team gets the credit they deserve for being so successful.
Now, we are assuming that Hakeem Jeffries taking over as the Senate or House Minority Leader, is a foregone conclusion because he is running for this position unopposed. So assuming that, stipulating that, what do you think Hakeem Jeffries' priorities will be, as he's going to step into a different role than Speaker Pelosi did, because he won't be Speaker of the House. He won't be leading the majority. He'll be leading the minority.
Right. Well, given how close the margins are in the Congress, he will be in a really good position of power himself, because Republicans will need his votes, will need Democratic votes. He will have a lot of bargaining chips at his disposal. But one of his big priorities will be to keep incumbents protected, making sure that they get reelected, and also recruiting good candidates for the next Congress so that he can become the first African-American Speaker of the House, and Democrats can take control of the majority in 2024. A lot of that will have to do with, like I said, protecting incumbents and recruiting good candidates and raising a lot of money, at the, with the prowess and skill that Nancy Pelosi did.
Just both houses of Congress are just about evenly split, so it will be interesting what happens in this next Congress. Michael LaRosa, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.